Wait.
Hello, everybody. Hello. We back again. It's Thursday. We're back again with the watch party. Um, we're joined by a brand new guest to a brand new guest to the watch party, Nick Phoenix, and we are going to be watching a very classic anime that kickstarted the MMORPG genre in anime. Hack sign. We're going to be watching episodes one through
Sword
three.
Art Online is Sword Art Online is a ripoff of .hex sign.
We gotta have that on the panel right away.
Yeah, I don't care about no manga. I
here
don't
they
care about
come.
no online stories. .hex sign is superior to Sword Art Online in every way, unless you're talking about Sword Art Online Abridged. In fact, in that case, that is peak.
If we talk about Storyline on Bridge, me and Phoenix, we will sit down and start talking about the masterpiece that is.
Doesn't matter where your god is, because he's right here. And he's right here. Okay, if you guys ever do Sword Art Online Abridged, I demand to be a part of that panel.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure one of these days we could do like as a joke off one. I'm pretty sure we could add that in there.
Yes.
Although we're probably going to be laughing way too hard to continue the series.
I mean, that's half the fun.
Alrighty.
Disable narrator.
Like as always, ladies and gentlemen, if people want the watch link, it is pinned in the chat. If you guys want to come on over and watch with us on this very classic anime, which I had an opportunity to watch on Cartoon Network in 2004 in almost in its entirety.
Wait till you hear my story. So I first watched this. I was like the original anime pirate. I was pirating this thing in like 2006. You want to know how I pirated it? I went on to a random website called bluelaguna.net, and they had individual episodes that were in RMVB format, and I would download it in my library, 2 episodes at a time, because that's all I could download in like an hour, 2-hour time frame at the library. Sorry, I had to share the story.
Oh, that is old school. That is old school. I've heard about .hack sign, but I've at least played GU, which on my PC, thanks to the wonderful remaster version of GU.
Is it Capcom who did those?
Well, there's also the 4th volume, so probably yes.
Whoever did that, like, we desperately need an IMOQ remaster. Please, for the love of God, we need that.
Yes, please. I would love to have that. I just to save the franchise, just because it's been animes and online.
Game preservation, mother ducker.
That's why physical media is important.
Exactly.
But I'm curious to see how the whole thing started off with the anime. And technically speaking, the anime came first before we got the game. So, but it's a multi-media project for a very good reason.
To be fair, it was designed to be a multimedia project from the onset. Like, this was very innovative for its time.
I'm excited. The fans voted. They won. So let's stop chit-chatting and let's get to watching.
Yes. Right off the bat, great music. Oh, kind of froze there. Don't tease me like that. That was peak intro.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I thought you said something real quick. That's why I paused it. I paused it.
Okay. Just real quick. Just kind of tell me how this is going to work, so I don't step on any toes here.
Oh no, you're good. I do allow minimum like comment like, oh, that's so cool and everything. I do allow that. from time to time.
Okay. So, in other words, just shut up, and enjoy the anime.
For the most part, yes, but if like a cool scene happens, then it's okay to comment it. It's okay.
So small stuff is okay, but save the rest for later.
That's correct.
Okay, I do apologize for holding it up, and I know the rules, so I'll show my pie hole.
You're good. You're good, Phoenix.
This is literally as best as the animation gets. Uh-oh, it's a popo. On that Sigma grind set. Oh my god, the implication. Joke's on her. He's into that shit. It's a Reddit mod.
Repetition. What does that voice sound familiar?
Sorry, I can't hear you, Joker. Those are some big balls.
Oh, that was awesome.
I like how they use different color palette for the real world.
Oh yeah, I saw that immediately.
All right. So
Hang
we're
on
gonna have
one
a quick
second.
discussion. Okay.
Hang on 1 second. Switching the.
You want to have a quick discussion before we switch to the next one?
Well, so far I can see why this is Phoenix's favorite, or if not the best.
Yeah. The music is awesome. To be
Well,
fair,
you-
I watched it on
you-
sub, so it's a little bit different. But you can also see the holes. Like I swear, the animation budget for the show was like a ham sandwich. Because if you notice, they do that thing where like they have one frame and like they pan over it, and like the backgrounds are always static.
background is static. Or like in this episode, they're doing different camera angles to kind of show off, especially when the main guy was laying on the ground, and the female was always at a crooked angle, and then he was at a crooked angle. I'm like, it's like, yep, that's where the budget rent is.
And it gets
smart.
worse as the series gets on. Like
Oh boy.
later on in the series, there's entire scenes where they're just talking about, oh, when you're a child, you have skin between your fingers and it disappears. And it's like they're not even showing the characters; they're just panning over the trees or whatever. It's really, really, really bad.
Oh no! Oh no! But that being said, the story is
Music carries the
really
show. Music carries the show.
It's a character show. Like,
Yeah, when
I think
I
Phoenix
forgot
intended for
the.
the openings that this is where all the animation budget went. I'm like, probably.
Yeah, the show is very slow with like bursts of action. Like you think, oh, it's going to be like an action scene every episode, like early on. But as the show goes on, it's like you might see an action scene like maybe every 3 episodes, every 5 episodes. And when they do the action, it's well animated. But oh gosh, the series can be very slow. Still love it though. Still love it.
I know when the insert music came on, I felt like I was blasted back into 2004. I'm like, damn, I walked through a portal.
Well,
Yeah,
this
nostalgia
is
bomb.
pretty awesome.
Hey,
And,
Sherry,
you know,
hey, from Tuber, what's up,
and the main
guys?
composer is Yuki Kawajira, one of my personal favorites. And funny enough, uh, watching the war, same composer. She's incredible, man. She's incredible.
Have you heard the live versions of these songs? They're on YouTube. They are
No,
incredible.
but after tonight, I'm gonna be looking them up because I'm a big fan of Karakai no Kokai, or also known as the Garden of Sinners. Ooh, that is a great film series to watch when you're.
Yeah, they do like a live concert version where like she's on piano and they have like actual singers. It's Fake Wings is probably my favorite track, and it's like a beautiful version.
I always love
Oh,
Shiki's theme because she shows you the natural evolution of the song because this is tied to the main female lead, and you see her evolution through the series as well.
Spoiler
But
alert! Spoiler alert!
have you not seen the Garden of Sinners yet?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dihak Sign. Sorry.
Not Dot Hack Science, but the Garden of Sinners.
Okay.
Different Shiki, different same composers, but she's amazing. But she's amazing, wonderful composer. But I'm excited to see more. But
yeah.
I'm bracing myself.
I'm just letting it load a little bit so it doesn't
Uh,
buffer as much. Because remember, we're doing a different thing here rather than me popping in the disc and all that.
in that
Which
case, I'm gonna grab myself.
Joker's gonna thank me for that later.
We'll see with Gundam if that ever's on the table. I'm gonna grab soda or something.
Actually, yeah, we can get. I'm gonna grab a quick soda as well. I will be back as well. Then we'll start episode 2, and then we'll watch 3, and then do the big discussion.
Okay.
All right. Also, I figure I play the let the outro play out. Because knowing you, Phoenix, you would probably give me so much shit. Like, you never let the ending thing play. What is wrong with you? So I'm like, in fairness to Phoenix, I'm just gonna let the ending thing play.
That is fair. That is fair.
I'm like, I'm not gonna. I don't want to sit here and argue with Phoenix for an hour on why I don't let the outro
No.
plays.
No, you can skip it if need be.
Well,
I give thee
good
permission.
episode, good first episode though. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm like, oh my god, I was like trying to remember how it started. I'm like, wow, I really need to get it balanced.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
the show definitely like hits you straight in the face from the get go. Like the way that opening song hits and it's like they kind of hit like kind of the start the show in media res a little bit like after the thing has happened, but I think it kind of works for the mystery of it.
Exactly. Joker, are you back?
Yeah, back.
All
One
right.
thing I wanted to comment is I find the Silver Knights kind of interesting because like they're obviously a player organization that has some involvement with the officials. I think the closest real world equivalent would be player moderators on RuneScape.
So I could see that. Also, it was great to hear uh Lord Balmung and God bless it. And Orca. It was good to hear
Yeah, what's
them.
funny is in Dot Hack
Olvon.
Sign, they never
Olvon.
mention that he's Lord Bolmog in Dot Hack Sign at all. Like it is never mentioned that he's actually one of the lords of the game. They never mention it.
The funny thing is, in Dot Legend of the Twilight, it's mentioned. That's the hilarity of it. And like, oh, now he's being already. Here we go with episode.
Let's go. Well, that happened. You know, in any other context, this would be kind of creepy.
Oh, BPKers.
How heartless. Well, meta player like Sora online. So dramatic.
Episode switching in a moment.
Well, that was a pretty interesting follow up.
Oh yeah, indeed. Uh, I forgot how often cliffhangers were, and I'm like,
Thing is, this anime was made in an era where anime was aired week to week. Nowadays, well, I mean, they still do that sometimes, but the binging model is more is it wasn't even a thing back when this was made.
mhm. All right, third episode, and then we'll do the discussions.
Works for me.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Oh, why, man?
That's like the number one way the writers get out of the conversation. I have an appointment.
Damn, buffering. Sorry about that. Wow, that was really powerful, really amazing episode.
Definitely holds up, but like you can see the cost cutting measures.
You can't. That's why I noticed too, and I'm like, damn.
I think the two things that do carry this series are it has pretty strong writing, honestly. Like the story, like for a show that is like 60% people just standing around talking, you better have good writing to make the talking interesting. And I will say the writing does hold up, and then obviously the music itself is doing a crap ton of heavy lifting.
Exactly. Welcome back, Jasmine. Did you enjoy the show?
Oh yeah, it was really something.
Yeah. Apologies for the little buffers here and there, but that's just how it goes these days. But
This is how
luckily,
the cookie crumbles.
yep. But luckily, the episode still held up.
Mhm.
But you are right. The writing has. It's still pretty good. At least they compensated by giving more stronger writing and development here and there. Even though we're only 3 episodes in, it starts to piece together like who is who and what is what, rather than introduce everybody all at once.
Yeah, like it's definitely a slow burn.
Slow burn. That's also why I like about older anime. They will slowly introduce the plot versus some of the more modern stuff where they'll like definitely the problem is with some of the modern one they will introduce a big cast and then they won't use the big cast as often. You'll see the main players, but with something like Dot Hack Sign, I'm glad we're starting slow. That will either somewhat become a big cast just to the key players we see. So I like this approach. It's
Yeah.
effective, very effective, but slow character building. And as writers, they will love this shit. And it's the good type of shit we like.
I mean, pretty much by episode 3, they've introduced all of the relevant characters. Anybody else introduced after this is largely a side character.
And despite the limitations of the anime, they're very much setting the mood. Like there's a lot of moody shots, very artistic shots.
Well, I think
Yes,
that's
they'll
more of
say
a.
it's simple, but they're effective. Kind of like the state of a child, as I'm starting to see a little bit.
I mean, I would definitely agree that like it works. I would say they definitely front loaded the budget because as the series goes on, you can tell you can just see them slowly run out of money because you like those like luxurious shots of them panning get more and more. It almost gets to the point of ridiculous in some scenes, but yeah.
Yes, I could see that with even starting episode 2 and even 3, where it's just the going back and forth with a bunch of whale noise, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm doing the meme, oh my god, bro, oh my god. If you did not warn me, I would have been like, I'm just gonna go off screen for a while, so thank you for the warning. So,
Exactly. And but the style, I mean, despite it being 2D and everything, it still holds.
It works. Like I don't know. I have a soft spot for like early 2000s anime, which has a very very distinct style, um, and it's kind of like my prime anime viewing kind of era. So like I do have a certain nostalgia for it.
I did notice like you guys were mentioning the like the differences between the real world and the online, and I think it's a great contrast to like, okay, this is the real world, this is the online, whereas unlike Sword Art Online where it's all vibrant and everything, this one was dark, like and you don't
Did you
hear
notice? Oh, sorry.
it, and you don't hear the dialogue like with the cat scene and everything, you don't hear it, but
And did you notice that what they did for the flashbacks?
yes, I did, I noticed that.
Almost like a VHS tape. It feels like a scratchy VHS tape.
compare that
I
to with Noir, which we just finished Same company, by the way, with B Train, although theirs was done in the 90s ish. They had they kept everything the same, maybe a little more lower quality. The flashback here was more VHS tape quality, which I'm like, pretty neat.
Which
Pretty
I will
darn neat.
say, this style of like coloration of flashbacks may or may not have influenced my comics. Probably may.
May or may not have influenced Christopher Nolan with Mementos. Going in
Like
the
Anime Night. Next time you're reading Screecher and you hit one of those flashback scenes, just think about like Dot Hack Sound and be like, oh, definitely now. It all makes sense.
Yeah, I wish they would bring that back for modern anime. I wish they would bring that back. It would give it a
they
nice.
can, but they refuse to do it.
Well, the problem is if you're talking about like scratchy VHS, like all like pretty much anyone like who's not an older like anyone beyond an older millennial would have no idea what the heck they're doing. You know, this is the you 3D printed the save icon crowd. Like anyone who's like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and even some of the younger millennials would have no idea what it's referencing. Like I'm an elder millennial, and I get it. But
if you want to also another great example, look at the difference between 28 days later and 28 years later with all the digital cameras we're using. In 28 days later, we remember the old crappy handheld recorders, but there were abundance. They were everywhere. That's what you would use. And when you pick one up, yeah, it's low quality, but that was the quality at the time.
I mean, also
cameras.
Also budget.
But very much low budget. The thing about the bridge scene that was like, the famous where he wakes up, he's walking around, all the trash. Beautiful shot, by the way, but they said when promoting years, it was like if you're just picking the camera up and you're kind of seeing the moments of the apocalypse happening. So I felt like that was a cool style. Yes, it was very old school, but when you watch it, you kind of get that flashback of, yep, this is what our camera recorders used to be like. Then you go to use later, and it's all, I don't have the right phone, but it's all on cell phones now. They literally made iPhone. Well, all of them were iPhones, and they had to create a whole system of rigging, taking the cameras apart so they can, go around the forest and where they want to.
You know what I find funny? It's like shot on iPhone, and what they don't tell you is, yeah, they're shot on iPhones, but they're still using $100,000 lenses.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like they're still using, it's $100,000 lenses, $50,000 rig, like it is like they're trying to say, anybody could get this look. And don't get me wrong, iPhones have incredible cameras. Not gonna lie,
they are. Like Apple's gone better, but you do realize to get the quality,
it's $100,000 camera lenses in front of them.
And that rig they're using, they have 20 different phones going across the rig, which looks cool, but it's like they're still trying to get the shot that they need still. But it's still like an effective way. So it's like, it's still like, again, the bigger lens, the big boys that they're all using, but it's still impressive what they're still doing. And yeah, the drone shots and everything, like, yep, that's the drone shot, you can tell. So
yeah, that's the other thing, the prevalence of drones. Because like before you'd have, type of shots that drone would use, or like a helicopter shot. Because because before, if you wanted like that sweep, like a guy on a hill and you just pan around him, you do a helicopter. Now that'd be a drone, and like they're a huge kind of like, you can tell in something like a helicopter shot versus a drone, because a drone is very like, it's a straight line, it's kind of thing, versus a helicopter, it feels a little more natural, kind of, because I don't know. I'm kind of far huffing here. I'll be honest.
And not to mention, there's also safety issues with both. So sometimes you wonder, okay, what's a crane, drone to more digital? So it's like, there's even a film that I was watching. I'm like, okay, there's no way they can do a drone shot for this sequence because it is way too close to the cast, and that could injure somebody. So it's like, it was impressive, but I'm like, okay, part of that was like helicopter, and the other ones I figured like where it was. So like it was kind of cool, but that's the beauty of technology when you look at it. We take a lot of it for granted today, but when you go way back in the day, you start to wonder, okay, how did they do this? They're wizards. They were figuring things out too. They kind of have an idea, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
You want the biggest example? Look at the Matrix. Oh, love it. But they were using tech that was being pushed to its absolute limit, and definitely you can tell some of the stuff wasn't quite ready yet. But
I
impressive
mean,
nonetheless.
Bullet Time. All it
Was
was,
amazing.
yeah. And what they did is they rigged up a series of cameras. It was literally just wasn't even film cameras. It was just like photography cameras. Like that. That's why when you go to like Matrix Resurrections or whatever, and they do bullet time, it doesn't look as good, honestly.
Part of that, I think, some of that old crew is no longer available. They all went to do different things, and it's very much different. Also, different styles of camera, lenses, but it's like it just feels different, very different. And don't get me started on the martial arts because I'm like, oh my god, too many quick edits versus
Yeah,
one where more natural.
there's something about like the 90s to early 2000s era where like all the kung fu choreographers that made all the great films in the 70s 80s, they went to Hollywood and they choreographed all those amazing like martial arts films in like the 90s and bleeding into the early 2000s. So I think because like Crouching Tiger really kind of was a shot in the arm for that whole thing. um I think it died out around 2004. Like that's when you stopped seeing, because like Daredevil 2003, they used Young Wu Ping, the guy from the Matrix, to choreograph the fight, like that they playground fight. And you can kind of tell, like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, you got me monologuing.
Yeah. That's what the discussion of the panel's for right now. That's what the discussion stuff for the panel is.
All right, no.
Oh, well, I thought for just 3 episodes they did a good job at establishing the characters. Um, they all felt different and unique in their own way. Um, Sora was kind of like the sly, cunning character that you kind of get with these shows. And honestly, I think my favorite character might be Bear because to me he's like the more responsible kind of parent figure type of character. And to me, Tsukasa, what I like about this show, and maybe I'm just in the minority, but what I don't like about isekais as much is the fact that sometimes it feels like they don't take the situation very seriously. Like they look at the whole whisked away into a different world, and sometimes it feels like it's more like a adventure of sorts. But in this show, they really do pay emphasis to the fact that yes, this is somewhat of a traumatic experience for Tsukasa. It feels like, even though this is something that he enjoys, it's still somewhat a traumatic kind of a scary experience for him. And I kind of like that about the show because, you don't get a whole lot of isekais that take the situation very seriously. That was one of the things that kind of took me out of Sword Art Online.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that, to be honest.
E- Exactly that. And it's good to see like where everything is going. Plus, I love and as Phoenix mentioned in the chat with references, it's good. You could see because he and I and everybody else, we played the games already. So we recognize like certain things, like the
I can
holographs.
recognize the world before it kind of
It
slightly
really took
changes over
off.
the years with the different iterations. Kind of like this one a little bit better because maybe I'm a sucker for having rivers in town, so I kind of like that. So I kind of like the hub. I always like the hub areas of GUs or
All the
just in general.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hub areas are fun.
yeah, it's like interesting to think about this. Like think about this in MMO terms. This is an MMO, so like the item they were talking about. Oh, this secret item that could like just change the very fabric of the world. It's a GM item. It's literally just it would literally like to kind of bring in RuneScape. There's a thing called the moldy potato incident where
Oh, I
someone
remember that.
yeah, somebody did a thieving skill on one of the GMs, one of the staff members for Jagex, and they looted the moldy potato, which gave them GM commands, you know, and so that they would basically be like, you know, the mold, like someone finding the mold potato, and they have the powers of God in the anime. So it's really interesting to kind of like parse this out, and plus it's like this was made in a very like MMOs were a thing. I think the era of MMO started with EverQuest. I know they're before that, but MMOs that we know them started in 1999 with EverQuest, and this was made in 2003. So it's like MMOs were still relatively new, and also this came out pre-World of Warcraft, so even before that era of MMOs. So it's really interesting to have this kind of anime do like an MMO anime so early when a lot of the tropes of MMOs were still kind of being established.
Exactly that, and it go and then we also and then those elements we see later on, like the plot lines and everything. But this really started everything, and it's cool how they like separate like from the real world, like monitor tower and all kinds of things. And the funny thing is, this anime also predicted the headgear.
Yeah.
Not
No, I noticed that in the intro.
not Sword Art
Not that
Online.
one that both me and
No.
Phoenix said, unless we talk about a bridge. So,
Yeah, not Sword Art Online, you idiots. Because
Yeah,
remember, in the intro, there's the female one, there's the female dancer and everything. She has it on her face as well as our characters. So they predicted that one, and
well,
what we have now.
it's a nice
What-
design, really.
It
It's simple
is
yet
actually.
effective.
It's
What's
like, why can't
interesting-
we have it like this?
what I find interesting is there are shots of people use like basically the way that this one works is it's virtual reality, but you're still using mouse and keyboard to control it. Whereas Sword Art Online, it's just you lay in
You're
bed,
knocked
you
down.
plop. Yeah,
A
so
little
it's
bit.
kind of interesting where, yeah, because like if you see shots, that's how they do it. So it's really weird because like, with SAO, it's full immersion. Where this one, there's still like you can still feel the keys. You can still technically grab the can of pop and drink it while you're still kind of doing your thing. So you're still kind of got 1 foot in reality. So it's really, I don't know, just something makes you think.
Also,
And
Phoenix,
also,
put something in
and
private chat,
here's the
please.
thing, though. I will go for. I will go. Oh, I am so sorry, Joker. I am so sorry. Go ahead.
Put something in private chat because I noticed something about a particular character. I'm like, where have I seen this character before?
What character?
It's in a private chat, so it's in the private chat.
Sora looks familiar. Is he who I think he is?
It's spoilers, but like he
Later
looks
in the series.
really-
What you mean? Sword Art? I mean, you mean later on in this anime of Dark Time?
yes, in the game series. I'm like, he looks familiar. I'm like, I can't
Well,
help
a lot of
notice.
characters are similar, like Black Rose is similar to Mimaru. And then you got like Elk is, like there's kind of clones or whatever.
He looks like someone from GU. I'm like, why can't I get the feeling he's somebody from GU?
I know certain things are connected to certain other ones, like because Dot Hack Sign plays parallel to the IMOQ series. Kite, yeah, because like I don't know if you knew that, but like IMOQ plays parallel to this anime. I don't know what GU plays parallel to, because like there's a couple other Dot Hack animes, like there's Roots, Legends of the Twilight. I haven't seen them, but like
Roots is the anime before you start actually with GU. So it's like, oh, so Roots is not parallel because it goes before the game volume 1 starts. So you can get a lot of information right away and then realize why Hiseo's a little angry, mad, upset about a certain
Does GU connect any does GU connect to any anime? I'm curious.
It does.
Yes,
it does. It connects to
Roots and GU are basically like one gigantic story. So, like,
however,
like IMOQ and Signs are one story.
The characters show up
Roots,
in. I can't remember.
Roots would be. I think it's before GU, because Roots is before GU.
Yeah, Roots like before GU, but then.
And then when you play GU, it'll reference stuff from like Roots and everything, and it's like, oh, that's
that game. But I do know for certain IMOQ, the story little happens at the same time as Sign. Like characters do crossover.
Don't you have to play a game to understand Roots?
Not necessarily.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that even if you play the GU games like volumes 1 through 3, you'll still be fine, even without watching Roots. But then you play the games and then watch Roots, things will make a little bit more sense. Like, oh, so this is what they were talking about and whatnot. So it's kind of like you gaining knowledge.
We're here to fill in the blanks too. Like we're here to fill in those blanks, so that way you're not too confused. I do like the fact that how connected it is, and also if the interest is there, I will gladly put Roots and
I'm a GU fan, so I'll be like, ooh, good.
Yeah, each of them will get their chance. They will get their chance on the watch party poll. I'm not gonna ignore the rest and focus on one. But
there's one thing I like about Signs right away. There's actually some good comedy bits. Like, what the hell is that guy riding the big hippo thing? I couldn't stop laughing.
That's a grunty. That is a grunty.
I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, what the hell? Why is he riding? And then he does the whole thing in the water, the pool, throwing an item.
That is a Legend of Zelda reference. That is clearly a Legend of
Zelda reference. I noticed that right away. Wait, is that a Zelda reference? Like, hey, did you throw this max? Why are you throwing away a max potion? Why?
Imagine the game giving you a stern talking to, like, why did you throw this max potion away?
And the other grunty saying that.
Oh, imagine in Pokemon you throw the Master Ball in there. Imagine you throw a Master Ball in there and you get berated for that by everybody. Wait, you're the guy who threw the Master Ball in that one leg over at such and such town.
So I do like the comedy moments because it's a nice breakup from the serious stuff that we're gonna get later on. So, but you need a nice
it gets really, really dark. It gets really.
Dark. I can tell if, like I said, that one thing when the main guy kind of like squashed the bug, and then I was like, oh my god, that was a brilliant cut, going from game to real world with the hospital and ambulance, or how you and I were like, oh yeah, that was great. I'm like, it's going to get darker.
I think even the next episode after this is a really, really so heal us. Where the Guardian basically massacres that group of girls or whatever, and you can just hear them screaming in terror or whatever.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
And that's early on in the series.
Damn.
Like I think that's like episode 4 or 5. It's
Well, they saw my little dark side with Noir, where one of the opening episodes, or the early episodes, oh, it's a nice family, the police guy and everything. Yeah, we took down the bad guys to get into their house. Boom! I'm like, oh, well, shit. It's gonna be a good episode when the family dies. I'm like, but that's just me. that was the opening. I was like, oh goddamn! All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of already pretty bleak, kind of somber in a way. I mean, you could see how Tsukasa is trying to kind of convince himself that, this is kind of what he wanted. He was like, "Oh yeah, I left that bad place behind, and this is what I want." But you can see like he doesn't really look happy. That's just the thing I appreciate about it because it really does uh lend itself to that that kind of other side of things where he wants to have fun, but you can't really leave the past behind. I mean, you can see that reality still plays a really big has a really big effect on this world, and I just appreciate that so much because it just really sets it home for you to see how this character, even though he's in this world now, he can't truly step away from the past and the world that he left behind.
mhm. I because like I forgot how much of a little twip he is in these early episodes. I think he might kind of use that as like a coping mechanism. Like some people where it's like, oh, I fear getting close to people, so I'm just gonna push them away, make it easier on myself, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you really get that sense because you see that world that he goes to, and it's almost like that's kind of like the remnants of his old life. But it's this world that he wants to kind of latch on to, but he can't truly separate himself from those remnants.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like what the dot hack is. Everyone's playing a game that takes place within a game, and even like within GU, when
Mm.
you log out the game, you always have this beautiful menu screen music, and then you can always the system that I always like engaging with, emailing all the different players. Some of them might be like, "Hey, don't email me this," or it's like, "Oh, I'm doing good, whatnot," and I like their at least hinting at some of that stuff with the whole giving your player ID and everything. I'm like, oh, yep, that would happen in the game a little bit. They hint at that stuff on what's going on. Or like they're talking about the whole board, which for those who don't know, again, if you're in the actual menu and you're engaging with the board, you can actually see stuff that's happening in the real world of what's going on beyond the game. I'm like, So I'm glad they're referencing stuff. Little less stuff like that as a gamer for us goes a very, very long way.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Dot Hack as a whole series excels at is there's narrative and then there's meta narrative, and I think, especially with something so early on, like Dot Hack Sign almost plays out like a fictional ARG a little bit if you think about it. Like
It
the way that
does.
ARGs would play out, it kind of feels like a prototype ARG. Like obviously it's all fictional, it's all contained within video games, movies or whatever. But like the playing the games, it almost feels like playing an ARG a little bit. So like the thing about that, like Dot Hack Sign is like Dot Hack as a whole, and I loved Sign as, but like Sign is just one part of a greater thing. Is Dot Hack was a very innovative series, not just for the stories it told, but it really innovated how stories are told. Like, the only thing is, I kind of wish they had done this like 5 years later when social media. Like, imagine Dot Hack Sign in the era of Facebook, in the era of YouTube. Like,
Well, how old? Because then that would really be the meta. Because this is where we get more, like online connectivity. We're in an era where the phones are getting a little bit more stronger. It would really be that. Whoa, can
like
it get
hell.
any better than what's
Imagine,
there's predictions for all this stuff that came
like,
true today. Even the
imagine.
cheesy. Oh, finish.
Sorry.
I'll let you finish first.
Yeah, I was just like, imagine like it's 2009 or whatever, and you could friend Tsukasa on Facebook, and you could start messaging with him, and it's like a chat bot, or let's say it's modern times, it's like an AI chat bot where it's like actually kind of decent, and like you could actually suss out details. And so one of the ways to engage with the story is to actually literally talk to Tsukasa or whatever. Like, see, this is one of the things I actually like about the modern era is there's so many avenues to story possibilities that just haven't been on tap. Like, ARGs are really interesting to kind of dig into. Like, just imagine that. Oh gosh, sorry. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, like even like for me, like the era of Code Lyoko when that was coming out a little bit, them diving into like the virtual reality, finding the Xanus and whatnot. But even there's a cheesy song by by the band that was making all the songs for the show. It's like it's so damn cheesy, early 2000s, but at the same time, one of the lyrics is talking about we are the generation, experience this with modern technology, logging online, webcams, chatting across the world. Like it's the cheesy line, but like, it hit the weird time where it's like, yeah, this technology is rising. This is really weird, but it's also a little weird thing going back to going like, man.
This is why the depiction of the internet in movies is always 10 years behind, because the people who are making movies are like they're at the youngest 40, so like when they're making movies they're going back 10 years. Like this is why only within the last few years have they finally nailed how to show texting in movies. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but like texting in movies was always really weird. They've only
They
really
kind of got weird sidebars. They have to show the actual chat and whatnot.
Like, I think I actually think Ms. Marvel did a really good job of showing like the texting. What they do is they show the text that actually be like signs on the wall or whatever. I think it was really, really interestingly done. Or a lot of times what they'll do is they'll have the bubbles, like semi-transparent bubbles show up either on the side or somewhere. And it's like, okay, at least I can still see the character's reaction to the texting, or whatever, yeah.
It's very weird, or like how the weird different split screen phone calls during FaceTime is like it's weird because when you think about like all the stuff that's coming out and people are like, okay, how do we do this? How do we film
Yeah,
it?
FaceTiming still isn't really showing right, because what they'll do is like they'll just show a shot of them holding the phone or whatever,
and that's
it's very, yeah, it's very boring. Like, I don't think they've really figured out
very
how to.
boring. Like I hate when they do that in film. It's very boring. Like there's nothing dynamic about it.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add anything before we close out?
Definitely a series that should get more respect. I feel like Dot Hack Sign in modern day is somewhat forgotten. Like, it's loved by a certain group of people like us who remember it when it came out, but in the large grand scheme of things, it's not really. It's kind of not really talked about much.
Exactly, and ever since SAO took over, people have forgotten. And me and a few other people, we painfully reminded them who started that first. Who started that
But
first? And
but the manga,
they
the
crack
web
under five
novels was
minutes.
going. No, no. What they'll do is, and trust me, I've had this argument many times.
Right? Watch them. Did you see
Lately,
them crack though? Did you see them crack?
all right. SAO
I've
novel.
honestly never heard of Doc had signed before I got tangled up with this group. But I thought that when I looked it up and everything, I thought SAO was kind of like already going in its light novels version when this came out. So
Yeah,
like
I'm looking
this,
up the. I'm looking up. Um. Let's see here. Let's see here.
Definitely for me, it's yeah, like I do like Signs a lot right now.
Oh
It's
God. Oh God. Skydance is work. Like I guess in 2018 they said they're gonna do a live action Sword Art Online series. Please, please
oh
no.
no.
Oh God.
That's probably gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
If it's like the first season, then okay, maybe yes, it would
So the
work.
light novel. Okay. 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 So apparently the light novels first started in 2009. Um.
it still came out around 2012, the anime at least.
So like um. Why are they saying like every time I say it's like, oh, but the original stuff was going on in like 2003, 2004. Like, what do they say? Like, um, oh gosh,
If we're talking about the novel series of Reki Kawahara, actually, like the novel, like the contest that he did,
yeah.
that would be self-published original run 2002 to 2008, with the light novels still being more prevalent because that's the, you know, but to be fair, when Reki Kawahara did the stuff, it was for a contest that he literally did the first Tartarus arc completely done, but he was over the limit. So I'm like, I'll give him props for that. Like, yeah,
SAO would have never gotten published with that dot hack sign.
I think so. And then, like, originally and also it didn't quite get published right away until he did uh his other light novel series, and it's like, oh, we'll go back to SAO now since this
Yeah,
crop.
because all these executives can be like, hey, this thing is similar to other thing. Other thing was successful. Let's publish this thing. And so without dot hack sign, which was a major success in the 2000s, they like 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 the SAO. Oh, we can have our dot hack sign thing, and they published it because of that. I think if dot hack sign had never come out, SAO would have never gotten published.
I agree.
I think sort of.
Because when is the first dot hack thing? I think, because I think at best, um, you can maybe claim parallel creation. At best.
Well, let's
Yeah, that's what I thought when I
to
looked
the
it up.
game.
The first dot hack release would premiere in Japan in April 2002.
Yep, that's the anime. April 4th. We wouldn't get the first game, the first infection, until June in Japan.
Okay, and when did the first self-published SAO light novel come out then?
Okay, the first self-published SAO. Okay, good thing I'm on my phone right now.
Yeah.
Okay. The first self-published original run, not light novel, the actual novels, was 2002.
Okay, what month though?
What month? That's what I'm looking up right now. Oh yeah, media. For 10 months? No, I don't want that. Give me the first self-published.
Because Dot Hack came out. It came out in April of 2002, which, by the way, it probably meant it was in production for at least 2 or 3 years before that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well,
Release date. God darn it. So it was a web novel. This is not very helpful right now.
Don't you just hate
is
that?
This is
It's
not
like,
very because I
while
want the
Joker's
actual novel. So, oh wow. Okay, so Zone Online was first self-published web novel beginning
in 2001.
but it's not really giving me a date really. So
No,
we're gonna
I'm looking at a Reddit post, and apparently, the initial core story was written in 2001 for a contest entry the following year. So, right. When did production on dot? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, at best, it's parallel creation. Hack. It began production in 1999. So yeah, he first started working on it in 2001. So yeah, Dot Hack Sign came first.
Yep, Signs came first. So and probably like after it's like okay, it didn't quite work. You can still say that while he's in Japan, he's probably watching stuff, and it's like, okay, so that's what I need to do. Give it a little more pizzazz.
I think given the time frame. Well, the thing is, I don't think either party knew the other, because when he started working on this, Dot Hack hadn't come out. I'm not even sure they had even started promotion for it yet. At best, it's like, hey, this is coming in a year. So I would at best say parallel creation. You know, because the time frames are so close, and it's very easy to make the assumption that like they didn't know about one didn't know about the other. Yes, Dot Hack Sign started to.
One's a big company where it's like we have no idea who this individual is, and he's like, I didn't even know this was being made, it's even coming out.
And the time frames are so tight because like he first started working on it a year before it came out. That's what.
It's that weird thing of saying that we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, saying they probably had no idea. Once things were out, it's like, oh, okay, cool then.
Without him, the initial core concept was written in 2001.
Even though it's like written, it's not like public knowledge yet. It's like, all right. Because a lot of stuff is like built and made and stuff, but we could be here all night. But to close up my thoughts of Signs, I like what I see. It's gonna get better, and hopefully I get some really cool episodes because we got the Signs guy here, and Phoenix is just getting all. Oh, I have no idea. He's just getting all.
So it is. We can objectively say Dot Hack Sign was in no way inspired by SAO because it started working on it 2 years before he started working on that. Now, as far as Reki Kawahara, it's a bit murkier because like year out there could be some advertisements or whatever, but I think I would safely assume Reki did not even know of. Dot Hack Sign came first. Dot Hack came first because it started work.
I'm not thinking you don't even know about the anime or even like the game later because don't forget it's still niche enough, but it had a very cult following growing in Japan.
Well, and the thing is, there are a lot of like very glaring similarities, like MMO can't log out, like that kind of thing. Just how it plays out. The thing is, SAO plays more like a shonen manga, whereas Dot Hack Sign is more of a study into the soul. It's more introspective. Dot Hack started first. I don't think Reki ripped off Dot Hack Sign. I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either.
But the thing is, it's a very easy story concept. Like, hey, what if I do a story about a guy in an MMO who can't log out?
It's like the same thing. It's like oh my god, I might bring in the debate for this later. It's like hear me out. You've heard the story. Oh, Disney ripped off, Kimba the What? No, they didn't. You're telling me no one can.
There are a lot of
many lion stories out there.
But there are a lot of story similarities between Kimba and Simba, and I think there is like evidence that they're aware of Kimba. That one, I'm a little more. Yeah.
Actually, there's a great 4-hour. There's like a great video, but even though people may not like Your Movie Sucks, he spent the entire summer going. Do you know how many hours of Kimba there is? Like just in general, like the whole media franchise.
I mean,
hundreds of hours of Kimba content. You got the original series, the new stuff, the silent. It's crazy how much content there is for Kimba compared to the stuff from Lion King. And maybe yes, Disney might have known, but at best it's like, well,
is it that similar?
Maybe
to
some of the concept art you'd be like, okay, we'll give you the concept art, but Kimba in Swahili just means cub, so anybody can name
and the other thing is, like, there's a rumor that Lion King was originally a Kimba movie. I don't know if there's any evidence to that.
I think that's the. Then
there's I don't have any evidence. Like, I'm not gonna say that.
That's the first one I've heard. I've also been told that the Tezuka almost went to Disney. He was gonna see stuff, but then he passed away before he even could see it. So you have other people speaking on his behalf. So it's like
I guarantee you, the Disney animators in the 70s and 80s, they knew what was going on in Japan because these are animators at the top of their game. It would be stupid to think they didn't know what was going on in Japan.
I know it was even like the main actor for Mufasa. Simba. Even he's like, well, isn't this like Kimba? Like, well, maybe Kimba was shown around, so maybe they did know. But it's like, but then again, we're in Africa, so of course the main characters are going to be some type of big cat. So I do recommend watching.
I don't know. There's like story beats. There's visual references or whatever. Once watched the video where they kind of laid it out, and it's pretty damning. I got to be honest.
I'll give you
similar to the Lion King.
Yeah, Kimba.
Similar to the Lion King.
Lion King and Kimba. Yeah.
I mean, definitely there might be, but then again, there's also one evidence I'm going to keep saying. People actually are using the 1997 version of Kimba for their stuff. If you're saying there's a 1997 movie version for Kimba, and that's the one where it's definitely more hand-drawn. It looks way better than the other Kimba properties, and that's the version.
And 97 is, and the thing is, 97 is, I think, because Lion King came out 94.
Yep.
So 94 to 97, that is definitely enough time for the creator of Japan to watch the Lion King, and then make Kimba and totally rip off the Lion King. That is that time frame is perfect.
It's perfect right there. But it's also perfect for them to be like, well, maybe it was in production a little bit sooner, who knows? But then again, it's like, well,
the thing is, Lion King was in production for even longer.
Yep, even longer, yep.
So there's no way that they were in production at the same time enough to influence the other.
Probably they just enter when Lion King is done, and it's like, oh, hey, we got the blueprint. Let's go.
I mean, objectively, Lion King. There's no scenario where Lion King didn't enter production first because Japanese productions, I think, tended to go a lot quicker. Whereas the American ones, especially nowadays, because I think the average, like the animation renaissance, like the average film took about 5 years to do. Because this is, kids, you got to remember, Disney was still doing all their animation in house in the 90s. This is before the era of just shipping everything to Korea. I mean, like I know TV animation was doing it as early as the 80s. Like I think Thundercats was done overseas. Don't quote me on that.
Spawn for HBO was, of course, Todd, being him the man himself, went to Japan. At least the production was done by Madhouse over there.
Yeah, that's why it definitely looks like a Madhouse production.
Pretty much.
Who knows? You could draw a line from Spawn to Edge Runners. Like you could literally plop Rebecca into the world of Spawn, and it would actually look like she belonged there.
No. Maybe that's a cool reference. Maybe.
Oh God, that's fan art.
Maybe we need to go talk to the character designer. Although I need to ask a question: what is that wrestler mom doing on HBO watching a Spawn cartoon? Like, why are you watching this?
I'm sorry, but like now I just want to commission an artist to do a drawing of Spawn and Rebecca, and they're both like shooting their guns in the distance and done it in the Madhouse style. I need that in my life.
I could see that. I would like to see that.
Rebecca and Spawn would get along.
Oh, they would get along very well. But man, this was a great resounding start to the watch party. Phoenix, how does it feel to be part of the watch party? It's your first time here.
Well, I'm a bit disappointed there weren't any boos, but that's okay.
Hey, we nearly got some boobs showing in the intro. We nearly had some boobs showing.
No booze, like alcohol.
Oh, yeah. I wish we I wish we had booze now.
I knew this was gonna be a dry party. I might not have shown up.
Tsukasa looks like he needs a drink.
Oh, and I did fix the intro up a little bit, but I'll play it again next Thursday. But I realized I uploaded the wrong one. But we will be back again though for episodes 4 through 6 of Dot Hack Sign. Jasmine, let us know about your PC issues. How did tonight go for you? Was it okay? Did everything work?
Oh yeah, it was fine. Besides the switching out thing, but I mean, it was fine for what it was.
Good. I'm glad that things worked out on your end. I know you're using your phone and everything, and of course, me experience with the phone. That's why I came up with that brilliant idea, and surprisingly, it worked. But let us know about your laptop and everything as the week progresses. I hope they get it fixed.
Yeah, I'll keep it posted.
Because it's stupid that it's Geek Squad for you. They're like, oh yeah, we're here for everything, but we're gonna charge you an arm and a leg just to look at it.
Yeah, and their solution to everything is just reinstall the operating system. Thanks, I could have done that myself. Save myself $200. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tried for sure. I have no idea what to do with this, but I got a feeling it's gonna cost a lot to try to get it fixed.
Yeah.
But we'll be back again. As always, per usual. Check out Jasmine's DeviantArt. Check out Nick Phoenix's channel and Screecher. Be sure to reserve your copy today and share the links.
Unveiling the trailer tomorrow.
Oh! I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. It's good.
We got a trailer. It is awesome. If you're a member of my channel, you can watch it right now. We're going to be premiering it on my live stream tomorrow because we're doing Jurassic Park. But before we go to the review, we'll showcase the trailer, and then it'll go live after the show.
Perfect. Phoenix, we usually do this every Thursday. I'll let you know when we're about to start. However, I know how busy you are with everything, so let us know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Because I know you love you. You messaged me like, I can't believe you're watching this series. I am so there. But if you do tend to miss like an episode or two, Joker and I can easily bring you up to speed.
I mean, I have the entire series on DVD, and it's one of my favorite stuff, so I kind of have an idea how it goes.
Alrighty. As always, thank you again, everybody. I will see you this Saturday night as we hopefully can finish off Mafia, the Old Country, and
You're almost there.
And then since it's going to be September, I could probably play a few games here and there until Sonic Crossroads gets released. Sonic
Crossroads. We got a bunch of games coming up. We got Lost Souls Aside, a game that I waited since the mid 2010s that are finally coming out, and then it's just a big list in September where it's
Crossworlds,
holy crap! And don't forget, after all these years, Silk Song is finally coming out.
I remember people got pissed off that it wasn't at the direct, and I'm like, that's okay. We got a few more going.
Team Cherry, they knew exactly what they were doing. Not just letting the hype build up, but release it on their time. And Phoenix would even.
I have a stinging suspicion it was. I have a stinging suspicion it entered development hell, and I reserve the right to laugh if it comes out a mess.
But I'm glad that they at least got it out the door. At least it's like, hey. But they're also small.
It'll exist.
Like 3 people at best.
Precisely.
Well, like a Ninja Theory, they were like a small 10 to 15 people for the first Hellblade game, and that took years to get made. And then the next title took very much longer to come out because they got money from Microsoft to throw around.
Oh, money really isn't the issue in this today's game industry. It's
but part of it they didn't want to until the director took a trip to.
Hey, real quick, I want to ask you guys a question. So, did you see that Tim Sweeney came out with a statement, basically like, Unreal Engine 5 is the best engine ever. If the people I can't do it, it's their problem.
Optimize the engine better. I mean,
like, I get that the quality of devs have gone down, but like, you're telling me, Unreal Engine 1 through 4, we have never had this problem on this scale, and all of a sudden, UE5, all of a sudden, all the devs suddenly.
Unreal Engine 3 had problems. Unreal Engine 4, especially how buggy and especially Phoenix again. There's a legitimate reason why Dead Island 2 took so
but never on the scale. Never on the scale.
It was
never on the scale though.
Well, part of that was Deep Silver became some mandates as well with Jaeger. They were kind of clashing back and forth with the approach to Dead Island 2, but the main reason it was Unreal Engine 4. It wasn't matured enough. They didn't have all the tools necessary, so this engine was a pain to use.
I'm not saying
very much a pain to use.
I'm not saying the other engines weren't perfect.
Exactly.
But nearly every Unreal 5 game, like 90% of them, are bloated, like they're a pain in the butt to run. It's like, so like a remaster of the game. Like, do you remember when they re-released? Well, I don't know if that was UE5, but released Battlefront 2. Like 20 gigabytes of game became 100 for no reason. You know, and the devs like to blame the textures, like the 4K textures, when statistically most people game at 1080p and 1440p. Like, we have the numbers for that, so there's no reason why you need to include 4K textures as a you have them as an extra download, but there's no reason why.
And it was like just poorly on. Well, a lot of that stuff was bad, but
Yeah, like Oblivion. Like in most of these games, like, I'm sorry, I'm hard pressed to tell. Like, all these games looks like PS4 games to me. Like, okay, they're throwing around a couple more particles. Okay, cool, but most of them, I can't tell the difference between a PS5 and a PS4 game.
I think it's
Like
definitely there's I think that's like a big discussion that so many people have, that even like actual industry veterans are coming out. They're saying, part of that is stylized, how people used to do the lighting, especially the lighting to it's so many different things
Yeah,
that
it's like the argument of, like, looking back at Arkham Knight. Like, people always still to this day keep bringing it up, when the reason why it looks so good is pre-baked lighting and the fact that it's at night. Like, if you put Arkham Knight in the day, you can start to see the cracks in it. But because it's at night and all the lighting is pre-baked, that's why it still looks amazing to this day.
I think it's really the era of 2015, 2016. We really did not push further. Yes, people like to say, wasn't Witcher 3 great? Witcher 3 was amazing, but that game was also buggy as hell to play.
And the thing is, Witcher 3 still looks good,
It still
but
looks great.
there's parts where, like, it's aged well, but, like, there's parts where, like, you look at a fruit bowl and it looks like it's got five tries in it. Got five pixels.
I remember the Baron scene where you're eating dinner with Ciri and the girl, and I don't know if it's just a glitch in my version of the game, or they just never fixed it. You never see them eat food. I'm like, this has got to be a glitch or something. There's no way they would put this in the final product.
It is aged well. I will say that it is aged well.
It's a fine-looking game that's aged well,
but it is in no way looks like a 2025 game. Whereas Arkham Knight, you could just like taking one look at it, you could make it like it might look like a 2025 game. Arkham Knight could pass for a 2025 game. Witcher 3 cannot. While Witcher 3 still looks good, it does show its age a little bit.
Meanwhile, Arkham Knight, you could pop that in on any given day, and would still play amazing.
It's part of that is, well, when I was talking about gameplay, gameplay is one thing, but we really part of that is just so many different things that just tie into another. Engine problems, not poorly optimization. Like, why are some of these PC requirements so goddamn high these days? I'm like, you do not need it to be that high. It's
like, remember when Red Dead Redemption came out on PC? Like, it had pretty high requirements, and like, that was a fucking 360 game.
That's a fucking 360 game. It did not need to be that high. It's like, come on.
Like, if they had remastered RDR1 and the RDR2 engine, and they gave it all those effects, we'll get to RDR2 in a second. Then okay, that's like, oh, it's like 120 gigabytes and it's all that stuff. Like, oh wait, yeah, it's in the RDR. But here's the other thing: RDR2 is a PS4 game. RDR2 looks like a 2027 game.
RDR2 looks like, even on my base PS4, again, when it was going off like a freaking game engine, the freaking jet, or even my Xbox One S, it looked like I was playing a PC game on console, like an actual good PC game where everything
like
was...
that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks like a game from 2027. It looks better than a lot of games that are still coming out today. And like Spider-Man 2, I'm sorry. Like, why is that a PS5 exclusive? It looks like a PS4 game.
Still looks like a PS4 game, but the reason why they said it's for the SSD, but does not mean it doesn't look like a PS4 game. It still very much does. Like nothing I saw was an actual leap in technology. It's like, okay, it looks pretty, the better rendition of NYC, but it still looks like a PS4 game, despite the horsepower.
Yeah, and the problem, and this is just going to impact Nintendo because Nintendo is already starting to show cracks. Like the Switch 2, like I don't know if you've heard the Elden Ring thing, where Elden Ring runs like shit on the Switch 2. Now, From Software is notorious for poor optimization, so I'll give some credit to the Switch 2. It's probably more of a From Software being bad at their jobs.
Or they just hand it off to people that just don't care. That's been the problem with a lot of them.
Yeah, so I don't know. Also hearing word that like the Steam Deck 2 is probably coming out in like 2027, 2028. At this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep with what I have and just wait for that.
I am thinking about upgrading my PC because I did back up a game that I definitely need to upgrade my PC for because
most modern games I'm just not even interested in because they're just bloated messes that barely run on my laptop anyway. And it's like,
oh, if you want to talk about loaded messes, again, I am so glad I don't have Monster Hunter Wilds on my PC because those poor PC players.
The only thing that interests me is collections. Like the collections we're getting. Those interest me. Like I'll probably pick up Dragon Quest 1 and 2 for the PC because Dragon Quest 3 is amazing. Like that is such a great remake. Oh my god.
Probably find some more collections out there that I will play for my PC, or find some really small indie developers that I found. I'm like, okay, this looks really good.
What indie developers, and then there's a backlog. Like the only modern game.
Well, here's the thing: I just finished Darksiders 1. Great game, by the way, really good.
The only modern game that interests me is GTA 6, and so, I might get like an Xbox Series S or like a PS5 for it.
So, I am not buying that game if it's $100. No, sir. No, sir.
If it's 70, maybe 80, I'll buy it. Like, here's what they're gonna do. The base version is gonna be probably 70, and then they'll probably have like $100, $200 edition where like you can play it a week early. I guarantee you, if they had a $200
3 days at best.
Let's just say 3 days to a week, but the ability to play it early, they can charge a premium for that.
Then half America is going to call in sick, like we did with GTA 5.
Oh, I mean that's a foregone conclusion. Like everyone knows that's going to happen. I think even businesses are planning around the GTA 6 release because like I think when GTA 5 launched or Skyrim launched, like there was like $3 billion was lost in productivity that weekend or some shit. Like
GTA 5,
and we don't regret that. And we don't regret that ever since.
Sold over $800 million.
I'm sorry,
$800 million. It was like
I would not be surprised if GTA 6's opening like first week is at least $1 billion.
3 days was $1 billion. I think RDR2 was around 425, or I think it was around 400 million plus. Mm-hmm. Despite that being a Western title, people still showed up for RDR2 because it's Rockstar.
But also GTA 6 is probably
the big one.
The most anticipated entertainment product in human history. It has over 10 years of build up and hype.
The way they're talking about the game, they're looking at it. We're back in Vice City. Stay Vice City, Phoenix.
I think I'm probably going to get a base PS5.
You cannot say Vice City, Phoenix. Say Vice City, Phoenix.
Vice City.
Thank you. Thank you for hearing me.
So I'm probably, I think what I might do is like maybe get like a used PS5 because it seems like the target spec is PlayStation 5 because like those early trailers were shown on a base PS5. So like I could probably get to use.
Like that actually looks like a freaking PS5 game. Like finally, and I say that as a PS5 owner, like fucking finally.
Well, the reason I'd want to get a PS5 is it'll be my Blu-ray player, and like when I upgrade to a 4K TV, I have my 4K. I'll have a 4K Blu-ray player right there.
Oh,
So I'm kind of future-proofing myself.
I have a 4K TV, LG C1. Oh my god! Like even playing Black Myth Wukong, like woo! Look at the lighting, the water looks pretty good. Even
I got
a remake, pretty good.
I got about a 12-year-old Sony Bravia that's 1080p. It looks pretty good.
Ooh, you got to upgrade, man.
Oh, well, I bought this for. Actually, this was the upgrade. I used a 1080i TV for like 10 years, and that thing went kaput. And I bought this for like $20.
Like
this was the upgrade.
Yet, but that's what I'm wondering. Like,
well, basically, the setup I want to do is I want to get a 4K TV, a soundbar. So that's why I don't mind buying a PS5. Because like used, I could probably get one for like maybe 400, maybe 350 if I look hard enough. And then it'll be my streaming box. It'll be my 4K Blu-ray player. It'll play PlayStation 5 games.
Someone noticed from GameStop that says the PS5 is about to go up to 500.
Well, I'm more on I'm more talking the used market, really.
If you do the used market, it'll be great. Also, PS5 can play PS4 games, which is the big saving grace in my. So I have all my PS4 games still. So if I get bored of playing PS5, I'm like, I'm gonna go back to PS4.
Oh, so it's like backwards compatibility.
They are slowly adding in all the more titles to PS2, which is a good thing. I need to see Drakengard 1 on there, along with a few others. Then I can be happier. I got my Sly game. That's what I was always caring about. So I got my Sly game. So I'm like, yay!
What game was that, Joker?
Sly Cooper. I got the Sly Cooper.
No, the one before that.
Oh, Drakengard. Everyone's like, what's Drakengard? You guys know Nier Automata. This is the game that's literally, if you achieve ending E, you branch off that path, you get Nier Gestalt or Nier Replicant, depending on which version. Same story, but just with a different main character. That's dubbed Brother Nier or Father Nier. Get the final ending for Nier, doesn't matter which version. Go off that ending, you get to Nier Automata. So despite them saying Nier is 15 years old, they are still a part of like the same like franchise. They're part of Drakengard. So I know Nier 3 is what people want the most, which I think is the best do, because Nier is so popular. You can get a third Nier game out the door, then go back to the original game that started it all.
Yeah, I'm looking at my local Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, I could probably get PS5 with the disc for like between $300 and $400. So yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, I was looking at eBay had some.
Just be careful not to get scammed. My mom got scammed one time. She thought she was getting. Oh, I remember this story. She thought she had furniture. Then something from China came. It was a necklace. They blamed me because I'm like, I was buying all my cosplays from China, and I'm like, I did not order anything.
Yeah, I think the big scam is, let's say somebody was banned. You know, usually it's like the console bans or whatever, and they'll sell them from cheap. You buy the console, and like you find out it's banned.
Oh, yeah. That happened to one of my friends. Oh my god, he was. I think he probably destroyed his bedroom door because of that. But well, guys, we're gonna get out on here again. Check out everybody's content. We will be back again next Thursday for episodes 4 through 6. Jasmine, Nick Phoenix, good to see everybody in here. As always, Jasmine, let us know what's going on. But if anything, we could continue this format with you because it worked out charmingly tonight, so I'm happy. Phoenix, just keep me updated, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get out of here, guys. Everybody take care.